Welcome to Creamer Media's Polity. I'm Brad Doubleman. I'm in Randburg to meet with political analyst Aubrey Machiki to discuss the upcoming local government elections. Aubrey, how effective is campaign material, i.e. posters and advertisements, given our current political situation?
Well, ordinarily, most voters have already made up their minds by this time with regard to which party they are going to vote for, except in the Western Cape, which has the highest number of people who say they are uncertain. Therefore, in a situation like the Western Cape, where people say they are uncertain, or in marginal contests like Cape Town, Nelson Mandela Bay, Midvaal, it is always a good idea for campaign messages to be supported through not only television adverts or radio adverts, but also through materials such as posters and things like that.
How reliable are statements made by party spokespersons? How strategic are these statements?
Well, there is always a gap between private political communication and public political communication. So what political parties say in public about their chances is not always reflected by their own research, internal research, and findings for that matter. So there is always an attempt to talk up the chances of a political party and talk down the chances of the opposition. The idea being to make voters and supporters of an opposing party to think they are going to be part of the losing side if they maintain their support for such a party.
Can you provide an example?
Well, for instance, the DA in this election at a public level has been quite bullish. They claim they're going to take Tshwane, they're going to take Cape Town, they're going to take Nelson Mandela Bay in the Eastern Cape. They are even claiming that they have a good chance of taking Johannesburg and Soweto. Now, realistically, the only place where the DA has the strongest chance is Cape Town. In the other areas, I think there's an attempt to talk up their chances. But there is another possibility. I know that the DA has been very aggressive in polling individuals. They've been phoning people at home, asking them whether they're going to vote DA or not, including in so-called black areas. And you have black people who say, well, I will vote DA. Now, of course, that may be an exaggerated claim on the part of the voter who doesn't want to be bothered by what he or she sees as a direct marketer and wants to have a conversation as possible. And to end that conversation as quickly as possible, they will tell you what you want to hear.
What are the key elements needed for the Democratic Alliance to win an outright majority in Cape Town?
Well, I do not think any party, including the Democratic Alliance, will win an outright majority in Cape Town. But we were wrong about that in 2009. We assumed that no party would win an outright majority in the Western Cape. And the DA in 2009 did just that. If they do surprise us once again and defy our expectations and analysis, I think it will be because they've succeeded in either maintaining their turnout or increasing their turnout, partly because of an increase in their support base, possibly from ID supporters who used to vote for Patricia de Lille in the past. That coinciding with a shrinking of the turnout of the ANC in Cape Town. I suspect, though, that's not a very strong scenario at the moment. I would be very surprised if any party in Cape Town won an outright majority.
Helen Zille has been working hard to portray her party as one that forms part of our struggle history. How effective is the strategy in challenging the ANC's dominance?
Well, it's interesting that the ANC went to the Solomon Mahlangu Square in Pretoria to cleanse the square after the DA hosted one of his rallies there. What I think Helen Zille is trying to do, firstly, is interesting. It's a departure from previous campaigns. She is trying to give the impression of an all-inclusive, an all-embracing campaign message instead of the divisive campaign messages of the past. But she's also building on her own reputation as the journalist who in the Rand Daily Mail in 1977 broke the story of the murder of Steve Biko by the security police. And therefore she as an individual is positioning herself as someone who is part of the struggle heritage of South Africa, and by extension, her party should be seen as part of that struggle heritage. And if she succeeds, and I don't think she will, not significantly, but if she does succeed, it will be because the position of the ANC in that heritage has been successfully challenged by the DA. As I say, I don't think that's going to happen.
Thank you, Aubrey.
You're welcome.
Donate now and give 15 Rand a month. SMS JOIN to 41486